Hey everybody, doing my final, like literally my final watch review for a while. So I've just decided to focus money and funds on some other things. So won't be any more of these coming for a while. But wanted to knock this one out real quick. And it's one that I've been wanting for a while. I kept saying in some of my other reviews that, hey, there's this one Tissot, but it's like $600. And I'm like, don't want to spend that much on a watch when I've got some other pretty decent watches. And then it went on sale for 48 hours for $350. Don't know why. They just dropped the price for 2 days for some spring Amazon deal. I happened to catch it, ordered it, went back later the next day. By the next evening, I think it was back up to $600. So really glad that I ordered it. Originally, I was going to go for the red one, but hey, for $250, I mean, that's a pretty big savings. So this one does it have the model number on it on the outside? No. Yeah, so I guess we'll get to it on the inside. All right, comes in your typical nice Tissot box. This one, does it stay open like the other ones? No, the other ones were hinged like a... Well, other brands are, maybe the Tissot's not. So, all right, well, okay, the box doesn't hold itself open. Not that that really matters, but when you're filming it does, because I have to hold, well, there we go. So you got your box, you got your little pillow, you got your, let's see, there's a warranty card buried down in here. Register the watch, it's got, all right, whatever, go register that later. Chronograph, manual, a couple different languages. It's a box, whatever. Gonna set that aside and go over the specs, and throw it on the wrist and see how we like it. And then I'm gonna do a mini discussion on another Pagani that I had that came in the meantime. That is my first automatic watch. So let's get this thing off of the pillow. I've already unpacked it once before, so that's why it's got all the plastic stuff removed. It is a really, really cool looking watch. I love the machining on the back. You can't really read the writing. It's kind of written around the bevel here, unless you got a magnifying glass. It's not going to pick it up on the camera and be able to read it that well. Stainless steel. It's got a black PVD coating on part of the case. And then what this is it is a sport chronograph with 100-meter water resistance. It's a 43 millimeter. The length to the lugs are 47.6 millimeters. It is 12.3, and the lug width is 22. But I don't know that you can use regular old bands or if it's proprietary. I don't know. I think maybe just the mounting is such that, no, these are going to be kind of proprietary bands because I've got to have the slits there. So that's probably the only drawback is that, if you ever break the band, you're going to have to go to Tissot. Now, I'm going to assume a company like Tissot is going to have these things. I didn't see them available for order on their website, but I think maybe as a replacement, because I'm pretty sure that these bands are unique to this particular model of Tissot watch. And who knows, maybe if you do order it, you could order it in red, because I think that's the only difference is between the red and the black. I'm looking at a picture online. The dials look the same. Everything else looks the same. It's really just, do you want a red band or do you want the black band? I'm fine with the black. It actually looks pretty nice. But what this is, if you're into motorcycles, they have actually MotoGP editions that are a bit more expensive. I don't know what the differences are. It's more like the colors and stuff. But basically, this is a motorcycle racing inspired watch. When you're looking at this, the bezel is a brake rotor. And this, which is the guard to guard the crown, to pop out, set it, provides it. It gives you a nice guard on it in case something, it's on your wrist and something were to smack it, you don't hit and put pressure and bend the crown or transfer that energy into the movement. So the guard is actually made to mimic a brake rotor. Doesn't turn, doesn't do anything like that. It's not a dive watch, and I'm fine with it. Everybody worries about the clicks and things like that on a dive watch and the bezel, and it's like, well, if you're not diving, then you're not actually using that for anything. It's just there as a fidget thing. So I'm fine if the dive bezels don't even turn. So it doesn't bother me on this one at all. And And then it's got a really cool kind of magnifying window over the date. The date is kind of small, so that does help you be able to read it, trying to get it at an angle that the light isn't reflecting. That's the problem this time of day. There's no light coming in from the window because it's wee early in the morning. But it's a very nice watch. It's a very nice silicone strap. Hopefully that'll be durable and last a bunch of years. I will probably go in the meantime and see if I can order one from these guys from Tissot. It's a crystal movement, 100-meter water resistance. The back here, I guess, I don't know how maybe they pop that off. It's pressed in. It's not a screw-in, I don't think. So, and I think I read that they need a special tool. So that may be one of those ones that when the battery goes dead, I'm going to have to actually go to the jeweler, my jeweler is a Tissot dealer over at Jared, and have them actually change the battery. But you tend to get about 3 years out of them. So let's go ahead. We'll put on the wrist in a minute. Pull it out to set the date and then set the time. The seconds are displayed in real time on the bottom complication. And then up here you have tenths of a second, you have the sweeping second hand, and then you've got minutes over here for your stopwatch. And I like that they actually label start and reset. I don't think it needs it. Most people, once you know your watch, but it is kind of cool if you're just like, well, what button does what? I think it's nice to just put that on there. Why not? I also like they've got the Tissot machining there on the crown, which looks nice. I think that's pretty cool. And start the stopwatch. It's a nice tactile click. Sometimes they can be mushy. That's a nice click. You see the tenths going, the seconds going. Stop. And then reset. A nice fast whoosh. So a very nice watch. It's 43 millimeters, which I think for some people is going to be a little on the large side. For me, it's perfect. That is, I've got other watches, and you get down to 39s and 40s. They look nice, but to me, they start feeling a little small. But then you get into the 47s and stuff that I think are going to be too big for some people, right? Where's my massive Invicta ProMaster, whatever this thing is? I mean, this is a big watch for a lot of people. This is just crazy. That one's going to Johnny because he got big arms and he's like 6'5" or something. So he's a basketball player. So that'll actually look proportional on his arm. But that is a nice watch, and it is comfortable. I was wearing it last night. You don't even know it's there. They've done a really good job. The way that the band is mounted into there and onto the chassis, it actually is a pivot point. So it's not like it clips in, but then it's up against that. So then you're really just relying on the flex of the band, where that, depending on how thick and soft the material is, or whether it's leather and needs to break in, this pivots. You can actually see it pivoting. So it pivots and conforms to your wrist, and it makes for a really comfortable. Now, to replace that band, I'm sure I'm going to have to unscrew something and pull something out to then slide it out. It might be a little more involved, if you have to replace the band every, X number of years. But it makes for like a really smooth, because it changes the angles to just kind of adjust to your wrist, which is really nice. So that has got its permanent home going in here in my case. I'm gonna have to get a second case for some of the watches that spill over outside of the box. But that's gonna go next to my other Tissot. I did remove my one G-Shock that I don't wear. I don't tend to wear it as much. It was one of the earlier ones I bought. When I go to a G-Shock, I tend to grab this bad boy. But there is another one in here I wanted to show real quick, even though this one's kind of the purpose of the video here. And that was my Pagani design. I got this guy, came in the mail the other day. I had ordered directly from them. The watch band on this thing is absolutely sublime. It's beautiful, really nice quality, really soft to the touch, very comfortable. And it is an automatic movement. So this one is, was it NH35A or whatever? It's a Seiko internal movement, and it's an automatic movement. So you can either wind it once in a while, or, in the course of wearing it, I don't know why this motion just feels right. But it's a self-winding automatic. So this one will probably require service every few years, have the spring rewound or replaced or something. But even though it's a Pagani, it's a quartz movement. Just a really nice watch. This is a homage to an Aqua Racer from Tag Heuer, which tend to be, pretty expensive. But that one's going in back in the box today, and I'm going to wear this new Tissot. This Tissot is probably going to be my kind of go-to watch because it's, I don't know, it's nice enough and fancy enough that people notice that on your arm at the office kind of thing. But, you know, it's not, you know, it should be a nice, durable, good. It's got sapphire glass and stuff. So, you know, if you're working on the car and stuff, yeah, take it off so you don't ding up the crown and stuff like that. Switch to your G-Shock or, you know, take your watch off. But hell of a deal. I wish that my subscribers have been able to take advantage of it longer. Like I said, $6.95 or $5.95 plus tax and shipping or whatever. So you're spending over $600 on the watch, and I got it for $352. That was just the luck. I just happened to see it one day and was like, awesome, I love that. Click buy, and was able to get it. But it sits on the wrist really nice. It's similar. It's really light too. The straps are light. It's not overly thick. So, you know, it has a good bit less heft than, let's say, this all-metal bracelet and everything. My Citizen, I think this is a Pro Diver, Pro Master, something or another, with Eco Drive. And this one does have 200-meter water resistance. It would have been nice if this had deeper. But for general use, you're taking a shower, or you jump in the pool or whatever, any kind of basic stuff like that. 100-meter water resistance should be plenty to keep that safe. The only ones here that are 200 is, I think, the Bertucci, these, that, and that. So 100 is kind of my minimum, unless it's a true dress watch, and it'll probably have a leather band, which I'm not going to want to get wet and scuzzed up anyway, or all sweaty if I was, or muddy or something like that. So any watch that's going to be truly dress and never see anything other than maybe I was outside and got a little bit of rain on it, or a little bit of a splash from when I was washing my hands. Okay, a 50-meter water resistance is going to be fine for that. Anything else, I'm going to want a minimum of 100. I'm going to lean towards 200, but 100 is okay. Really nice. I mean, just a simple Tissot on the clasp. I think it's a good, clean-looking watch. I'm going to see if I can get the red band and see how easy it is to swap. I think I just got to unscrew it and slide it out. And then maybe I can dress it up and see if I like it better with the red band. Or the red band might be just a little bit flashy. But man, it's comfortable. It's good when you can find a watch that really just fits your wrist nice. There's no rough edges. Everything's kind of beveled properly, curved. It's very ergonomic. So I'm definitely digging it. But that is it. That is the new Tissot. That'll go nicely with my other Tissot, which is another chronograph. And so this one, you know, was going to be my most expensive watch, but actually the price I got it at was cheaper than a couple of these. So I kind of lucked out. You know, these were going for $410, $425. I think one something maybe, or two something. That one was a little over two. A couple other in the 100-ish range and stuff. 200. So this is, you know, it worked out. Normally this would have been my most expensive watch to date, but I ended up getting it less expensive than a few of these just because crazy deal on Amazon. So I'd love to, I'll put the link in there, you know, if you want to spend the $5.95. Unfortunately, that's what they cost, unless you happen to score a good deal. But anyway, I'm going to go get ready for work. I got to head into the office today, so I figured I'd knock this out real quick. But that is the new Tissot. It is called the T-Race, T-Race. You can get them with a red band, same dial, or in the black band. They're both the same price. I think there is another version of the T-Race. Let me just see, because I think, let's give me 1 second. T-Race. Yeah, there's one that has a different strap, looks more conventional, and it has like a rose gold entire face. Instead of a black PVD coating on this, it's all rose gold. There's one in silver. There's some with some bracelets. There's a couple that are $675. Then you get into the MotoGP automatic chronograph 2024 limited edition. You're looking at $2,100. It's beautiful. I would love to have that watch, but I'm not spending that much money on it. So there's a chronograph edition that is the limited edition that is $650. But if you want the automatic 75th anniversary edition, then you got to spend $2,200. The cheapest one of the cheapest T-Races you're going to find are $575, normal, MSRP. So this was a hell of a freaking deal. Glad I scored it. I'm going to enjoy wearing this one a lot. This might be my go-to fancy, but nice sport, not too dressy. I think it's nice because I could wear it. I mean, if you're wearing a suit, maybe it's a little too sport watch oriented. And at that point, maybe I'll switch more towards that or a Bulova, maybe that Tissot if it's a more casual, not full suit tux kind of thing. You could certainly go to the Omega Moon watch homage. I think that goes really well with a dressy dress. Probably get away with the Tog homage just because it's got the leather strap, and that looks pretty classy, a little bit sporty, but it does look really, really nice. This is good for like an everyday, you want a really cool fancy watch that's a bit of a conversation piece. I think that's where it's going to fit into my collection. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. That is the Tissot T-Race. Beautiful. Love it. And then a little bit of that Pagani. These are around 100. I think they're about $100. Not bad, for a nice Seiko movement inside. The only thing with this one is it is an automatic, so I have to wind it, or I have to wear it frequently to keep the movement going so that it stays wound. Otherwise, if it sits in the box, the power reserve is going to run out. And then in a week, when I go to wear it, I'm going to have to wind it real quick and then set the time. That's the downside to having an automatic watch, is if you don't wear it every day, it's not going to stay running. You have to power the spring. But don't have to worry about that on the T-Race because it's quartz. That is my go-to, just for simplicity. I know watch aficionados like the automatic movements and all that. They just have to be serviced more, so I'm probably, that's going to be probably my only one. I just want to pick up the watch and go, oh, I want to wear that one today, and know that the time is right. Other than the end of the month where I have to go around and set the dates. That's really the only maintenance I want to do. Just change the batteries every few years, and they'll pretty much, for the most part, run forever. So there you have it, folks. We'll talk to you all later. Have a good day.